This is another episode of my blind buy video journal in which I'll review 5 perfumes I've blind bought in the last few months. I'll tell you were they a blind buy fail, blind buy okay, or a blind buy success perfumes. I'll rate them and in the end I will rank them as well. 2 of these perfumes are the new 2024 releases and those are Tom Ford Vanilla Smacks. I will call it that way because I'm not sure can I pronounce on YouTube this word, so let's just call it Smacks to be safe. And the other perfume is Kylie Jenner Cosmic, so you will find out my honest thoughts about these fragrances and about other 3, and you might also find out which one of these 5 perfumes will suit your taste the best. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Miri and here we talk in depth about fragrances, and let's start with the first one, and that is Tom Ford Vanilla Smacks. The name is absolutely attention-grabbing, it's cheeky and provocative because it has this like erotic component and it refers to the missionary style that is considered a basic position. The name already gives you a hint what this perfume will be about. In addition to the name, what grabbed my attention was a huge amount of dislikes on Fragrantica and really low rating, but also the beautiful bottle, which is really sleek in this beige frothy milk-like color, and it has a very soothing, luxurious elegance to it. But how Vanilla Smacks smells? The note that is immediately recognizable upon the initial spray is definitely almond. Like a ton of almonds, which are bitter for only like a minute and then they turn sweeter, creamier and a bit spicy, resembling a scent of almond biscottis, but they are rounded with this smooth, silky vanilla, similar to a scent of vanilla pudding, so the scent is soft and plush as well. Also, you get some lactonic sweetness in the background. Yes, there is something milky here with like marzipan-like or maybe even coconutty undernotes, but that combination of almonds and sandalwood creates a bit of boozy vibe as well, and it gives some depth and intrigue to this scent. Surprisingly, this Vanilla Smacks has a lot of nuances in the opening, although vanilla is definitely a focal point in this perfume, and you start noticing those other nuances after several wearings, at least I did. So in short, the opening of Vanilla Smacks smells like the scent of white almond macarons. In the heart, I don't get any particular floral note, and florals probably add this powdery feminine vibe and some sophistication to the scent. So Vanilla Smacks is mostly a vanilla almond scent with some milky undernote, so it smells like vanilla pudding with some cream and almonds, or the scent of vanilla almond ice cream in the mid. But what makes it different is the perfect balance between sweetness, powderiness, milkiness, vanilla and almonds, so the scent never becomes overwhelmingly sweet, sugary or like too gourmand. And despite the gourmand character of this fragrance, it always remains very delicate and fluffy. As the scent dries down, it becomes lighter, softer vanilla with woody, suede and smoky facets, which ground the sweetness and give a grown-up and sexy vibe. I really enjoy that powdery, woody vanilla dry down. Actually, I enjoy all stages of this perfume because the scent is very smooth, it develops seamlessly, and when I first smell it, yes, I thought it was quite simple, a bit boring and unoriginal vanilla. I expected something much more provocative and daring from Tom Ford, but as I wore this fragrance more and more, as I dived deeper into it, I started to notice many different facets, and also I got several compliments while wearing this perfume. One of my coworkers said I smell like vanilla cookie dough, so the fragrance is really delicious. Yes, it's not a game changer compared to other vanilla fragrances on the market, but it's a gorgeously balanced blend of creamy, powdery almond vanilla. So Vanilla Smacks isn't offensive, but to be honest, it isn't mind-blowing either. The only offensive thing about this perfume is its outrageous price. It costs around $390 for a 50 ml bottle, but fortunately I bought this perfume secondhand for half the price. And if you can find it secondhand or on sale, and if you like a plain basic vanilla pudding scent, as the name suggests that it will be basic and fragrance truly delivers on that, then yes, I would recommend this, but not for the full price. And although it's marketed as a unisex fragrance, this definitely is feminine and for gourmand vanilla girlies, but also it has some sexiness to it. It's more a colder weather fragrance, but it effortlessly transitions from day to night, and it could work for any occasion. I'm already used to like 4 or 5 hours of longevity in Tom Ford perfumes, but with Vanilla Smacks I got 6 hours of wear on my skin, so it's a bit better, but the scent sits very close to the skin, although those who are in your proximity will be able to smell it. Overall, for its scent profile and performance, Vanilla Smacks got 7 out of 10, and it was a blind buy okay perfume. Yes, there are other basic vanilla perfumes that cost less, but that doesn't take away the fact that this is a good smelling perfume. If you like quiet luxury aesthetic, if you like cozy, dreamy, nutty vanilla, and you're okay with Tom Ford prices, why not try it out for yourself and decide, regardless of other reviews, will this be something that will blow your mind. The next perfume that is also 2024 release is Kylie Jenner Cosmic. The bottle looks different from every angle, and it's designed to look like a sculpture or piece of art from another world, and I really like its minimalist logo-free look. It has a unique shape with like dimples in the glass and mirrored cap. I like how perfectly it fits in the palm of your hand, so it's obvious they were thinking how to enhance user experience. The bottle has quite a bit of weight. The cap is also pretty heavy, so because of that weight, the bottle doesn't look and doesn't feel cheap. But I read some people compared this bottle with potato or liver, and there was a lot of imagination running wild about the shape of this bottle. Personally, I think this is a fun silhouette. I like it. I think it's cute, and it's so much better than other perfumes that look like body parts or that have a very tacky flaken. Also, the sprayer is great. As you can see, it sprays a really generous, beautiful mist, and it feels quite luxurious. The scent is very sweet and appealing at a first sniff as well. You can't really distinguish particular notes, so I can say, oh, I get blood orange, because you don't get blood orange. You get this like fresh breeze of citruses with some sweetness and some florals. The opening is creamy, and thankfully sweetness here doesn't smell sugary, sticky or very synthetic, but rather creamy, powdery, fluffy, and like candy sweet. Jasmine is the most prominent note, with citruses which give this like bright, cheerful start and this like candy-like sweetness in the background. Imagine the combination of the most delicate jasmine petals with just a few drops of orange juice enveloped in a powdery cotton candy-like cloud of sweetness. 2-3 minutes after applying, citruses aren't noticeable anymore, and the scent isn't as sweet as it initially was. Cosmic shifts from this very sweet, citrusy jasmine opening to a powdery, musky, floral amber perfume. Vanilla rounds the scent and gives this like warm, cuddly vibe. As I've said, amber takes the center stage and all other notes just have a supporting role. This is a skin-like floral amber, and musk here is so soft, and it gives this cozy, enveloping, cocooning, olfactive hug. And no wonder Kylie Jenner marketed this as a skin scent, because it is. It is a nice, powdery, woody, warm floral, which surprisingly isn't juvenile or sugar-heavy like most celebrity perfumes are. And because of the musk and amber, this perfume has some sexiness and grown-up vibe, but it still feels youthful, flirty, and bright. If you consider wearability, this is fresh and light enough for summer, but warm and amber heavy enough for colder weather. So this would be a great versatile perfume for all year round, both day and nighttime wear. Any age can wear it, but I would recommend it for teenagers who want to smell a bit more grown up and sophisticated, or those in their early 20s who are looking for an easy everyday perfume, or you could wear it as a bedtime perfume like I do. I do have this bottle for like 2 weeks now, and you can see the dent. The dent isn't this big because I love this perfume, but because you truly need to overspray it to smell it. So I'm going through this bottle really quickly, quicker than for most perfumes. So overall lasting power is like 4 or 5 hours on my skin, but after first half an hour it stops projecting, it turns into a skin scent. So that means you need to reapply it during the day to maintain its scent. Others will be able to notice it if they hug you, but not so much if they, just walk past by you. Is this perfume cosmic or truly out of this world? Well, no. It smells familiar, it's likable, it's generic, and that's not a bad thing at all. Especially considering the price and the fact that this is a celebrity perfume, I won't judge it harshly. For a celebrity perfume, this is really nice. I do enjoy this scent, and I would rate just the scent of Cosmic with 8 out of 10. Performance is like 5 out of 10. So overall, Kylie Jenner's Cosmic deserves 6.5 out of 10. But because of its softer scent profile, this is a pass for me and Blind by Fail, because I really hate when I have to reapply my perfume during the day and wear it in my bag. I know some love that. I don't. To me, that's really bothersome. So not because the scent is bad, it smells really good, but because I don't like reapplying, this is a pass. It's very inoffensive, it's likable, it's office friendly, and it has a mass appealing effect. It's quite safe. It would be a good gift, so why not give it a shot, especially if you're okay with reapplying perfume during the day. Next perfume is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold, and just to let you know, this juice has the tendency to change color, but don't be afraid that the scent has gone bad. No, the juice in my bottle is slightly violet, but it can range from clear to a dark purple tone, and it just shows you how high quality natural ingredients are in MFK perfumes. Inspiration was the talk about gender fluidity in the American press, and if you're not familiar with the term, it's used for a person whose gender identity is not fixed, but it's rather fluid and it changes on a daily basis. Therefore, Maison Francis Kurkdjian wanted to create 2 fragrances, Gentle Fluidity Gold and Gentle Fluidity Silver, from the same ingredients, because perfume ingredients have no gender. And in the ad, fluidity of movements of 2 dancers and their complicity and synergy is a symbol of these 2 perfumes, which are a fragrant dance of 2 halves. They complement each other, but they're very different. And here's how Maison Francis Kurkdjian explained the inspiration behind these 2 perfumes. The original name was Gender Fluidity, but I had a friend who kept mispronouncing it, and I thought he was right actually. I like the idea of kindness in the name. I think the idea of being gender fluid will in time even become dated. It won't be seen as being different because we will have lived with the concept, we will completely accept that, whereas fluidity and gentleness are timeless. I hope this sheds some light on the story behind this fragrance, and now let's talk about the scent. At the first spray, you get a lot of fluffy, powdery vanilla with some spice, freshness, and this fizziness. The scent is very well blended, so you can't smell the individual notes, but I can tell you what sensations and feelings this perfume evokes. The combination of juniper berries, which have like this fresh, aromatic and spicy flavor, with coriander seeds, which usually give this like breezy, fresh, peppery and floral nuances. Together they create a scent similar to a gin and tonic, because you get this champagne-like fizz and some aromatic bergamot freshness. And that fizzy, sparkling gin tonic freshness is combined with a very powdery, sweet vanilla and amber with woody, spicy nutmeg in the background. And there's so much depth in this fragrance. It smells like a combination of a glass of gin and tonic with some spices and vanilla pudding on a wooden table. It's an amazing, sultry but sparkling fragrance that is so fluffy, so smooth, and so creamy, and just perfectly balanced. In the dry down, vanilla and amber dominated the scent, but you still get that lingering aromatic freshness from the opening. The main change in the dry down is the addition of musk and woody notes. And I'm not sure what combination gives off this feeling, but in the dry down, I can smell rose. I know it's not listed, but I smell rose. So what I get is this powdery, musky vanilla with roses and some spicy woodiness. Imagine the scent of roses on the white linen sheets with vanilla and shea butter on the wooden table. Words truly aren't enough to describe how beautiful and how gorgeous Gentle Fluidity Gold smells to me. I really enjoy dual nature in this perfume because you get this transparent, light, ethereal freshness on one side, and then you get this sweeter, denser, powdery, woody spiciness on the other side. And that blend smells like magical. It's magical, it feels delicate but also flashy at the same time, and it's a very addictive concoction. Gentle Fluidity Gold has enough freshness to be worn in warmer weather, but also it's dense enough to be appropriate for fall and winter as well. And this is a very beautiful all year round fragrance worth of being somebody's signature scent. What can I say? This is a blind buy success, and I have not an ounce of regret buying it. It has a similar scent profile as Mental's Intense Cafe and Mancera's Roses Vanille, but Gentle Fluidity Gold is, as the name says, gentler. It's more elegant and more natural smelling fragrance that is blended to perfection. It feels decadent and it borders on being a gourmand, but it's also radiant, ethereal, and romantic fragrance that will get you compliments. It lasts up to 8 hours on my skin, even longer on clothes. It projects really well for the first 4 or 5 hours, and then it's a more moderate, subtle fragrance. To me, this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance, and I absolutely love it. Yes, I didn't fall in love with it right away, no, because it is very powdery, and if you're not a fan of powdery vanillas, it might smell a bit like stale or mature for you. I do like powdery perfumes, so it doesn't smell like that to me, and it grew on me so much. So yeah, I absolutely love it now. It makes me feel like $1,000,000. And I know that many say this is mass appealing and like nothing special vanilla that smells designerish, but it's sold for a niche price. But to me, niche perfumes don't necessarily need to smell polarizing, extremely unique and challenging to be considered niche perfumes. There's also a factor of quality of the ingredients and a way perfume is blended that should also be taken into consideration. And if you consider that, this is a gorgeous niche fragrance, one of the most beautiful vanillas I've smelled, and an absolute feel-good fragrance. The next fragrance is from a British luxury perfume brand called Thameen London, which creative director is Christopher Chong, who loves classical music. In one of his interviews, Chong said that this fragrance was inspired by a gala night at opera at Covent Garden, because during the pandemic he missed going to opera with his friends, and their first opera outing after the pandemic is marked with this fragrance. After the completion of opera performance, audience would shout "Bravo!", an Italian word of approval and praise accompanied by clapping. Even here in Croatia, we say bravo and clap when seeing a great performance. And that's the inspirational story behind this fragrance. But here the word bravo is used in its plural form, bravi, to be inclusive of all genders and identities. The bottle has minimalist cube shape with clear matte frosted glass with some milky white hues and silver magnetic cap. It looks really good, but how this perfume smells. The opening is vibrant and fresh. It's bright, it's citrusy, but it has some decadent sweetness and milkiness to it from the honey and walnut milk accord, which is like really unique, and you can sense it in the background. That combination of like fresh, spicy, zesty citruses and ginger with warmer, honeyed and milky facets creates like a soapy scent. I know it's weird, but to me, this smells a bit soapy. So imagine the most luxurious and intoxicating scent of milky honey hand soap with some oranges, and this is the opening of Bravi. After the first 10-15 minutes, the initial citrusy freshness and airiness subsides and the scent gets much denser and much creamier. Tuberose dominates this fragrance, absolutely, and it smells like it's at a peak of blooming and full of honey pollen, so it adds a very dense, thick, honeyed milk flavor to this scent. But tuberose is very well balanced with a good amount of freshness from lingering citrusy ginger top. You also get this sweetness from the honey, like a touch of spices, and there's this nuttiness and milkiness from the walnut milk accord. In the mid, this is a scent of honey and citrus drizzled tuberose in walnut milk. The scent is warm, slightly sweet, very floral and milky, but never cloying or overwhelming. Vanilla becomes noticeable after 2-3 hours of the wear, so in the dry down, the scent becomes sweeter with some spiciness, but it's still very soft, never pungent and like in your face. In the base, Bravi has this like dried fruit accord with nutty background and creamy, milky, honeyed tuberose. So the scent is a combination of orange honey sponge cake and tuberose handmade soap. Bravi has this like decadent gourmand feel, but it never smells completely edible because of the citruses in the background and this soapy feel I can't just shake off when smelling this fragrance. If I had to describe Bravi in just a few words, that would be soapy, honeyed, milky tuberose, but the scent has many nuances and it smells different on the skin and on this blotter. It doesn't remind me of any other fragrance I've smelled so far, so in my book this is very unique. Bravi has all the notes I love, like walnut milk, tuberose, honey, like I love all those notes individually and it smells good. Like this smells good. But I have this bottle for like 3 months now and look at the dent. It's almost non-existent. I just don't feel inclined to wear it. It is very pleasant. It's an inoffensive scent of a very beautiful, sweet, electronic tuberose with a lot of facets, but it just didn't wow me or make me fall in love with it. So this is a blind buy okay fragrance for me. That doesn't mean it won't be a blind buy love for you. And if you like milky tuberose, check it out. It could be worn all year round, regardless of age or the occasion. And although it is a genderless fragrance, it leans a bit more to the feminine side, but I could easily see a man wearing it. It has amazing longevity. It lasts up to 8 hours on my skin, but it projects only for the first hour and then it's a very intimate skin scent. That's why this perfume gets 7 out of 10 for its scent profile and performance. But if you would like something bright but sweet, casual but classic, gourmand but soapy, floral but milky, then check out Bravi. It's very unique, it's a very pleasant, multi-dimensional fragrance. Maybe this will be a love for you. And the final perfume in this video is from another British brand called Ormonde Jayne, and this is Arabesque, a perfume that came out last year as a part of the Four Corners of the Earth collection, and it was really hyped up as a beautiful, light, airy rose oud combination, so I was intrigued because I don't like that you know, stinky barnyard oud, and I thought this one might be just right up my alley. The name already says what you should expect and what the inspiration was. Arabesque is an ornamental design of intertwined flowing lines in ancient Islamic art, which is absolutely beautiful to me, and the scent was inspired by flowers, fruits, and woods usually found in the Middle East. This gradient effect on the bottle, which is like transparent on the bottom and like darker gray or steel-like at the top, looks really cool. But as you probably noticed, Ormonde Jayne bottles now have a new design. The neck of the bottle is like slightly angled, while the old ones were flat and linear, and also the cap is like a bit shorter and like thicker compared to the longer and thinner cap in previous bottle designs. Bottle sizes also changed, so now all Ormonde Jayne perfumes come in 88 ml bottles compared to 50 ml and 100 ml bottles of the previous design. But what about the scent of Arabesque? Arabesque opens with the scent of oud, citruses, rose, and just a bit of spices. And there is something like bitter, earthy, and green in the opening as well. Maybe that is a combination of blackcurrant leaves and patchouli that gives this like green aromatic earthy nuance, and they are enhanced with dry oud. This powdery sweet rose I really like, that feels like it's just starting to bloom. Then you also got a shot of black pepper and sparkling fruits and citruses. Arabesque is a dry scent, but this fruity and citrusy notes add some juiciness and freshness so much needed in this fragrance, while rose gives a powdery sweet touch which is more pronounced on my skin, while on clothes oud is definitely stronger and more noticeable. So imagine the scent of roses with green leaves in box enveloped in earthy scent of craft paper next to a basket or bowl full of citruses. The scent is skillfully blended, and to sum it up, this is an earthy rose with fruity and spicy elements. And 5 minutes after, in the heart, citruses are lost. Jasmine is only in the background, giving some like elegance to this fragrance, and Arabesque develops into a very pretty earthy floral scent. This is also part I really enjoy because you get this powdery sweet rose sprinkled with some spices as the main star, together with this earthy oud. So this is mainly a scent of rose bouquet in craft paper, but as the scent dries down, deeper and darker base notes come out even more. So the scent becomes earthier, woodier, mossier, damper, and more humid because of the patchouli, oud, and the moss, but I didn't notice a lot of musk in the base. Thankfully, oud here doesn't smell like barnyard or dirty. It's noticeable, but it's woody and earthy rather than unpleasant and offensive. And what you get in the base is the scent of this damp forest with strong, woody, earthy aroma dominating the air, and few roses growing in such a damp forest and lightening and sweetening the air with their lush, powdery floral sweetness. Therefore, Arabesque finishes as a very earthy, woody, mossy, oudy, humid, sweet rose. Unlike other Arabian perfumes where oud is really strong with this animalic barnyard smell, this one feels more tamed but less tamed compared to other Western ouds where oud has more decorative purpose and it just enhances longevity. So here oud is something in between. It's noticeable, especially as the scent dries down, but it still doesn't smell dirty, so you don't need to be afraid of that. I do enjoy the opening and the mid, but not so much the dry down, where you get this strong combination of oud and mossy green sheep profile, because I'm not the biggest fan of like damp, very green, earthy patchouli in perfumes. So that's why this was a blind buy fail for me, mainly because the dry down is just a bit too masculine for me. But if you love patchouli, a good dose of earthy oud and roses, try Arabesque. The scent is unisex, a bit more feminine in the opening and mid, and definitely masculine in the dry down, but overall it is a unisex fragrance. It is for colder weather, it's smooth, it's elegant, refined rose oud perfume. That is better for nighttime, and I wouldn't recommend it for office because it might be too strong. It passed the overnight test, it lasts 8+ hours, so really good longevity, but after a few first hours it gets more softer and restrained. So overall I would rate scent profile and performance of Arabesque with 7 out of 10. And even if you're not a biggest fan of oud, this is more than wearable. It is very pretty, but you must be okay with the cheap patchouli base to love it. If you found this video helpful and informative, boop the like button, hit the notification bell and subscribe, because that helps my channel a lot and it will help spread this video to more people. Overall, I do like to a certain point every perfume in this video, but I have more than 150 perfumes, so I want to curate my collection to have only perfumes I absolutely love. That's why not every perfume in this video will stay as a permanent part of my collection. And as you know, our skin chemistry and taste in perfume is very different, so just because a certain fragrance didn't work out for me, it doesn't mean it won't for you. I would give the title of Best Performing Fragrance to Ormonde Jayne Arabesque, while the perfume with poorest longevity is Kylie Jenner Cosmic, because this is mainly a skin scent. And now here's how I would rank these perfumes. On the third place with 6.5 out of 10 is Kylie Jenner's Cosmic, a very cocooning and mass-appealing floral musk amber perfume. On the second place with 7 out of 10 are 3 perfumes. One is Tom Ford's Vanilla Smacks, and this is basically a vanilla pudding type of perfume many will enjoy. The next is Thameen London Bravi, and this is a beautiful soapy honeyed tuberose perfume that is very complex and it smells unisex. And the third one is Ormonde Jayne Arabesque, and this is for those rose oud lovers who enjoy a very dominant patchouli sheep base. And that means that the first place with 10 out of 10 goes to MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. This is a beautiful aromatic powdery vanilla with some rose hues. Share your thoughts and experiences with these perfumes in the comments, and I'm really curious, which ones did you try? What do you think of them? How would you rate them? And if you want to see the previous episode of this blind buy video journal, then check out this video next. I hope you will enjoy it and I will see you there. Bye!